right, so today we're diving into something a little different.
A little off the beaten path, you could say.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking Kumeu real estate.
Kumeu, huh? That's not exactly on everyone's radar.
That's what we thought too, but that's why we were so intrigued.
Kumeu. Okay, so not your typical suburb then.
And to guide us through this, we've got some great insights from Darren Ryder at Barfoot and Thompson.
Okay, a local expert. I like it.
Yeah.
Gets right to the source.
Exactly. And he seems to be pretty passionate about this place, calls it an up-and-coming area, which, you know, with Auckland's market.
Oh, yeah, that could be huge. But up and coming how? What's the big deal?
Well, he describes it as this kind of blend of rural charm and like urban energy, you know, a little bit of the best of both worlds.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal. A little bit of that country escape, but still close enough to everything.
Exactly. And, you know, it's not just about escaping the city, right? Darren emphasizes that this isn't just any suburb. It's got this unique cultural mix happening.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that. What kind of mix are we talking?
So you've got your Māori heritage, obviously, which is like foundational, right?
Right. Culturally significant for sure.
Totally. And then you've got layers of European influences.
Okay, so kind of a melting pot feel.
Yeah, exactly. And even, get this, some Croatian influences woven in there.
Wow. Okay, that's a mix you don't see every day.
Right. Creates a really unique kind of social fabric, which you can bet adds to the appeal for people looking to maybe like relocate or, you know, just be a part of something different.
It makes sense. It's like you're not just buying a house, you're buying into a community, a lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of community, it seems like Darren's pretty embedded in this one. He's not just an agent. He's been in Northwest real estate for over 12 years.
Wow, that's a long time. He must really know the area like the back of his hand.
Right. And get this, one of his big selling points for Kumeu is that it's still like undervalued. Ripe for development, he says. He even called it Auckland's next hotspot.
Okay, bold statement. But is it backed up? I mean, what makes him say that?
Well, let's dig into that a bit, shall we? So he backs it up with like this whole wave of new construction happening right now, both residential and commercial.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's not just talk. There's actual action happening.
Exactly. And to me, that signals like a real belief in Kumeu's future, not just as a place to live, but as a place to like do business, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense. People put their money where their mouth is, as they say.
Right. And it's not just about the future. Darren's got the track record to prove it. He's had like a lot of experience.
Okay, so he knows how to navigate the market there. That's good to know.
Yeah, he really seems to know his stuff. And he's not just like about the sale, you know? He's big on building these long-term relationships with clients.
Oh, that's refreshing. A lot of agents just like transaction.
Exactly. But Darren, he offers property advice, connects people with mortgage brokers, even helps with property management. Can you believe that?
Wow, so he's like a one-stop shop for Kumeu real estate. That's impressive.
Right. It's like he's saying, I'm not just going to sell you a house and then disappear. I want you to actually thrive here.
Yeah, that's a powerful message, especially for someone new to the area, you know, feeling a little lost.
Totally. Okay, but let's talk about what it's actually like to live in Kumeu. Darren paints this picture of wineries, a beautiful river valley.
Okay, so it's got that idyllic countryside vibe going on.
Yeah. It's not just houses, it's a lifestyle, you know?
Right, it's like, what's the feeling you get when you're there?
Exactly. And speaking of feeling, Darren's mentioned this place called the Riverhead. It's, get this, New Zealand's oldest riverside tavern.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So it's got history, too.
I know. I'm already picturing myself sitting by the river, like having a drink, soaking it all in.
Yeah, that sounds pretty idyllic. Sign me up.
Right. And then there's the annual Kumeu show at the Kumeu Showgrounds. Sounds like a big community event.
A chance to really get a feel for the local flavor, I bet.
Exactly. Okay, but let's get practical for a second. I'm sure some people listening are like, okay, this all sounds great, but how far are we talking here? You know, from Auckland.
Yeah, that's a valid question.
Yeah.
City life versus, like, commuting and all that.
Right. Well, Darren says it's only about 25 kilometers.
Okay, so not bad at all.
Yeah, like a 30-minute drive, depending on traffic, obviously.
Right, but still, doable. You get the best of both worlds then, really.
Exactly. Tranquility and convenience, all in one.
I like it. It's like having your cake and eating it, too.
Right. Okay, so we've covered the what and the where of Kumeu, but now for the big question. Why? Why choose Darren over any other agent in Kumeu?
That is a good question. Let me think.
Well, for me, it's about, like, trust and expertise, you know?
He's not just selling a property, right? It's more than that.
Exactly. He's selling a lifestyle, a community even. And with his knowledge, he seems like the guy to do it. You know what I mean?
Totally. Plus, he's got that personalized approach,
Yeah.
which goes a long way.
Huge. And let's not forget, he's not out there on his own. He's part of Barfoot and Thompson, which is...
Yeah, that's a big deal. They're like a household name in New Zealand, aren't they?
Exactly. Huge reputation, a network that gets results. It's
Instant credibility right there.
100%. Especially for sellers, that kind of reach it's invaluable.
Totally agree. And they've been around forever, too, which says a lot.
Over a century? Can you believe that? They've seen it all, like market crashes, booms.
They've weathered the storm, that's for sure. So you know they can handle whatever gets thrown their way.
Exactly. Gives you that peace of mind, right? And get this, they're still family run, which I kind of love.
Oh, that's nice. There's something to be said about family businesses, that commitment.
Totally. Okay, but let's bring it back to the listener for a sec. Why should they care about Kumeu?
Good question. I'd say if you're even remotely intrigued by this idea of a charming community, a little bit off the beaten path, but like on the verge of something big.
On the verge of a boom, you're saying?
Exactly. Kumeu's worth a look. Seriously.
Because it has that potential, that blend of like the tranquility of rural life.
But with the potential for growth, for opportunity. It's exciting.
100%. It's not just about buying a house. It's about like investing in a lifestyle.
And potentially a very smart investment at that. Think about it. Getting in on the ground floor, so to speak.
Exactly. And if you're ready to explore that, Darren's your guy. He's ready to answer your questions, walk you through your options, the whole 9 yards.
He's got that local expertise, which is priceless.
Totally. And we'll make sure to include all his contact info in the notes so you can reach out.
Perfect, because sometimes all it takes is a conversation,
Yeah.
to get the ball rolling.
So true. So whether you're ready to like pack your bags and move tomorrow or just, want to learn more about Kumeu, remember that name.
Because it just might be the sound of opportunity knocking.
Couldn't have said it better myself. A huge thank you to Darren, Ryder, and Barfoot and Thompson for giving us all this amazing info.
Absolutely. It's been fascinating to really get under the hood of Kumeu real estate.
Totally. And as always, listeners, please do your own research and talk to the experts before making any big decisions.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us. Until next time.
See you then.